Nice introduction. It's a pleasure to be with you all this evening. My name is Josh Penry, and I'm running for governor to get the state of Colorado moving in the right direction again. Now, before I give you my pitch, Michael Bennett was in town. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? Did any of you go to that forum? Now, after hearing Ryan Fraser, you think Ryan Fraser could hold his own against
Yeah!
I say it partially to plug Ryan, but also to make a more important point, and that is when Republicans run as Republicans, when we run on those values that make our party strong and our nation strong, guess what, friends? We win. We win. And those are the values that I'm running on during this campaign for governor. You know, it's not often when you grow up in Grand Junction, Colorado, that you can say you're in the center of the political universe. And yet today I get to say that. Because we had the President of the United States come to Grand Junction, Colorado. So before Jamie and I got out of bed this morning, before we drove to Silverthorne to talk to the Summit County Republicans, we stopped and talked to a few of our friends from around Colorado and from neighboring states. There were several thousands of them. Turns out that not too many Americans, or a whole lot of Americans, in fact, don't want to go quietly in the direction of Canadian-style, government-run, socialized medicine and good.
Yeah!
You know, I don't know about you, but I'm kind of tired of Republicans shrinking in the corner, afraid to make a strong case for our values, our vision, our version of how government should work and where government has no business. And you know, all across this country, something interesting has happened. The American people are standing up and they're taking their country back, and I'm honored to stand right there with them.
Thank you.
There's plenty to talk about in terms of what's going on wrong in Washington, D.C., but Washington, D.C., this president, Nancy Pelosi, Harry Reid, Barney Frank, that's where you boo. Good. Well done. They don't have a monopoly on bad leadership, on poor choices, on leading our state in the wrong direction. It's happening in Colorado, too, and it begins with Governor Bill Ritter. Now, many of us have gotten the chance to meet Governor Ritter. He's a nice guy, and he cares about Colorado. But as governor, he's been weak and ineffective. And in those instances, when he has put his shoulder to the plow, he's led Colorado in the wrong direction. Increasing taxes and fees by $1 billion on families and businesses during the worst recession in a very long time, that's the wrong direction for Colorado. Pushing through uncompromising drilling restrictions that kill jobs and reduce energy production at a time when America and Colorado need more of both, that's the wrong direction for Colorado. Unionizing state government, turning Denver into Detroit, for goodness sake, that is the wrong direction for Colorado. Repealing spending limits, allowing government to grow as fast as the economy, veering us onto the same reckless fiscal path that sunk California into political chaos. That is the wrong direction for Colorado. Which harkens the quote of Ronald Reagan that he applied to another weak and ineffective executive about 30 years ago. He asked a question about Jimmy Carter that we should apply to this governor, Bill Ritter. Are we better off than we were 3 years ago? Are we better off for the administration of Bill Ritter? The question is clearly, emphatically, no, which harkens another quote from the old Gipper, modified for modern times. A recession is when your neighbor loses his job, a depression is when you lose yours, and a recovery is when Bill Ritter loses his.
Yeah!
And that's what this campaign is about, reclaiming our state and by restoring first some leadership in the governor's mansion. Now, over the next 15 months, we've got to be careful, as I think Ryan Fraser rightly pointed out, not just to point out the frailties and the problems of the big government solutions that our opponents are pushing forward. We need to talk about our own idea, our own agenda, how we will lead if given the chance. And my campaign will do that. We're going to talk about an economic development strategy that positions the state of Colorado for recovery. We're going to talk about an energy policy that, yes, supports renewable energies, wind and solar, but also advocates for more drilling of our natural resources here in western Colorado and across the state.
Yeah!
We're going to take a fresh look at the state budget and prove once and for all that state government can invest in schools, in colleges, in public safety, and transportation without asking for a new tax or a new fee with the passage of each and every day. And we're going to talk about those things in real detail, and I can't wait to have that conversation with you. You know, I've had a lot of folks ask me, and my wonderful wife, Jamie, if you'd do me a favor and welcome Jamie. A lot of folks have asked us, why in the world would you ever want to run for governor? got a young family, you live in a wonderful place like Grand Junction, and politics, my goodness, it's a nasty business these days. And yet you feel it and I do too. We see the direction of the state and this country, and we're concerned. Are you concerned?
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but I don't want to go quietly in the night. Now is the time for us to step up and push back and fight back. Thomas Paine, a long time ago, talked about the imperatives of standing up and fighting for your country. He said your obligation was greatest when times were tough. He warned about being a summer soldier or a sunshine patriot. He warned against those things. Let's not be that, friends. Those of us who believe in freedom and free enterprise, we've got to get in the fight. Those of us who believe that government exists to protect liberty, not to tell people how to live their lives, we've got to get in the fight.
Yeah!
Those of us, there's one of you out there, God bless you. Those of us who believe that here in the great state of Colorado we ought to produce more energy, natural gas, coal, wind, solar, all of the above, so that we're less dependent on foreign sources of energy. We've got to get back in the fight. And those of us who believe that government should live within its means and make tough choices to meet the challenges of the day, friends, now more than ever, we've got to get in the fight. And it is a fight, thank you, it is a fight we can win, and together it's a fight I know that we will win. And I can't wait to get started. Thank you very much for the blessing.